Hi everyone, today we are going to have a look at the classic mistake that consists in simplifying this thing as writing it as 12 minus x plus 4 and to make it a 16 minus 4 when you collect these two terms. So this is very wrong. Collecting the two terms was correct, but moving from here to there was incorrect. To understand why it's like this, let's have a look at how numbers behave, and let's have a look at these, for example, using brackets. So the first thing we want to do, we want to work out these different expressions here. So let's work to the left to do this. The first one will turn into a 10 plus 4 if you work out what's inside the brackets. The second one will be a 10 plus 2. The third one will be a 10 minus 4, and the last one will be a 10 minus 2. Because 3 minus 1 is 2. So if you actually work out the result of these things, you get a 14 here, a 12 there, here you get a 6, and here you get an 8. So let's try and work out these things differently here without using any brackets. So let's rewrite here the numbers that are the same as the ones we have here. We expect, obviously, the result here to be exactly the same as it was before. So we expect the answers to be 14, 12, 6, and 8. And now the question is, what do we put here and there so that we can reach these results here? Well, if you look at the first one, well, you see that obviously what you need to do is 10 plus 3 plus 1 to get a 14. So it looks like these brackets here have disappeared without changing anything, and the answer is still the same. If you want to make 12 from these three numbers, again, you see that you can do 10 plus 3 minus 1. So it looks like, again, these brackets here were a little bit useless, and that you get the same answer without the brackets. But now you'll see that things get a little bit more tricky, because we actually have a minus here. So if you want from 10 to get to 6, you can check that the only way to do this is first to take away 3 and then to take away 1. So you see that the 3 that we had here has turned into a minus 3 and the 1 has turned into a minus 1 to actually reach a 6. This can be understood if you just think that, removing 3 plus 1 from 10, removing this as a whole is just like removing first the 3 and then removing the 1. So now it does make sense. But you see that these brackets, when they've disappeared, they basically change the sign of these two numbers here. Let's have a look at the last one. If from 10 you want to get to 8, you can check that the only way is to do 10 minus 3 and add 1. Once again, when these brackets have disappeared, this 3 has been turned into a minus 3, and this minus 1 has been turned into a plus 1. Okay, so here are how numbers behave. When we have algebra like this, algebra, these x here are just standing for a number, so they should behave exactly the same way. So you see that if we try to work this out, this should be a 12, and when these brackets disappear, the x here will leave us a minus x, and the plus 4 will leave us a minus 4. So if you combine these two together, you'll find that this is 8, so the whole thing is actually equal to 8 minus x, and not 16 minus x, like in the classic mistake that was presented at the beginning of this video. Well, I hope this helped. What you can keep in mind is that when you have an addition here in front of some brackets, you can just remove the brackets without changing anything. When there is a minus, you can just make these minus and the brackets disappear and turn every number into its inverse and carry on with the calculation.